Record. All right, hey team, welcome to our Wednesday night call. It is our first call of February. It's February. That's so exciting. I will have I will have the January calendar, the leader board. It'll be posted this weekend. I just sent it over to my assistant. I apologize, guys, for getting it over late. So I do apologize. So tonight we're talking about inviting, because let's face it, we need to be inviting, right? And we probably struggle with inviting, right? Did you guys see the post that I put in the team page today with my inviting scripts that I sent? So if you don't know this, we are going to, I'm going to show you guys this real quick. And if you have an Android phone, I apologize. You really need to get with the times though and switch to Apple. I'm just saying. I'm sure it's like this on Android though. So if you go to your Instagram, guys, and if you guys don't utilize this, you need to make sure that you do. I'm just going to go to a random conversation. You guys, when you guys are in your conversation on Instagram, you see this little plus symbol that shows up in the conversation. Like, and you can, this is the one time I give you permission to pick up your phone while we're on the call. Like if you open up a conversation and you see this little plus sign, and then if you hit the plus, and then this little box will show up. You guys see that little right there? It's like a little chat box. It has 3 little dots inside of it. Do you guys see that? So if you hit that 3 little dots, they're quick replies. You can save quick replies to send to people. Mind blown, Hannah. Mind blown. How many of you guys didn't know about this? Hannah didn't know. Oh my God. Okay. All right. Mind blown, everybody. So this is where I save my snippets. I've got like Transform 20. I have if they vote on a coach poll. I have scripts for Energize. You can only save so many texts. So like I've Energize 1, Energize 2, Energize 3, and I just hit send, 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 send. Yeah, make sure your app's updated, Brittany. And Instagram sometimes does not like to roll out features to everybody. I don't know what their beef is with people, but make sure, yeah. And then I've got like an invite a new follower update. I have a script for my virtual gym, like explaining what it is. Mind blown, guys. Y'all, Crystal, you may have it, maybe not. I don't know. No, okay. It's coming, hopefully. If not, save it to your notes. And then you can just do a quick copy and paste. But for my Apple people, definitely utilize like, so when people are like, it's taking me hours to send invites. Not anymore. Use your snippets. All right. Mind blown. Okay. So I shared that in the team page, the snippets that I send on Instagram. And what today we're going to go over is we're going to go over more ways. Oh, where's Canva? I had to restart my computer on how to invite. But first things first, there's a lot of new coaches on our team, which is super duper exciting. Do you guys see this? Is this popping up? Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to talk about the retreat really quickly, and then we're going to hop into the team call. So after 13 people got invited to the retreat and only 3 could attend, the dates just were not working. And I like to be as accommodating as I can for people. And I know that these dates may not work for other people, but I'm not switching it again. So this is what it is. I asked the people that put down the deposits if this worked for them. It worked for them. So the new retreat dates are September 12th through the 16th. It's in Orlando, Florida. There's a 1-day optional day. We'll be going to Disney for those that want to go to Disney. Those that don't, they can stay and hang and lounge by the pool and all that fun stuff because the house does have a pool. For those who are like, well, how do I earn my spot? Well, one, now you guys have more time to earn your spot to the retreat. So this is a good thing. So the first, in order to earn it, you have to be an Emerald or above, and you have to hold it for 6 consecutive weeks. There is a promo going on this month that anybody that rank advances this month gets an automatic invite, okay? So that is a really good incentive to hit Emerald or above this month. If you hold that rank for 6 weeks after February, you get an official invite. If you're an Emerald, you pay entire way. It's going to be anywhere between $150 and $175. It won't go above $175. That doesn't include groceries, but for the people that went to the retreat last year, I think we like chipped in like $20-30 for groceries for the entire stay, and that was it. If you diamond or above, or diamond, 50% of the way. So for example, Nicole Cobb has already earned her way to the retreat. When she does hit diamond and hold it for 6 weeks before the retreat, she will only have to pay 50% of the way. So you can qualify for the retreat and get an invite as an Emerald and rank advance after that and still get part of that paid. If you become star qualifying or star diamond, even if it's for a day before July 4th, 100% of your trip is paid for. Okay, 100% of your trip. So the last day to start qualification in order to get invited is July 4th, because you have to hold it for the 6 weeks. I'm going to close off spots. I think it's like August 8th, I believe. That way you have enough time to get flights. Okay. So that covers the retreat. That's how you get invited. Everything good. If you have a question about the retreat, show it or throw it up in the chat box. If you have already been invited, it is a $50 non-refundable deposit to secure your spot. I'm not saving spots for anybody. I don't care if you're my favorite coach. I don't really have favorites. I have to say that, right? No, I'm really good friends with some of you. I'm not saving spots. And there's only limited spots. Right now I'm looking at a house that is only going to fit 11 people. So once those spots are claimed, that's it. There's no more spots, okay? So it's a really good incentive and push to hit your rank and hold it for 6 weeks or get it in February so you can come, so you don't have FOMO when we're having a blast in September. I couldn't think of the dates. I thought like Nicole was going to start clapping. She had her hands ready, ready to go. Okay, let's hop into the call. Can you guys see this okay? I'm going to blow it up. I don't know how to press play. This is where we run into issues. How do I press play? Oh, Canva, why? Okay, evidently I can't press play in the one that I'm in. I don't know why, but it's not letting me. So we're gonna do it. Wait, what if I do this? Nope. Fit. Okay, this is the way we're gonna have to do it. Sorry guys, I don't know what's going on. During the call, if you have any questions, let me know. Okay, so we're gonna talk about inviting tonight. Success in inviting. Let's face it, inviting is one of the cornerstones of your business. You have to do it. Nobody wants to do it. Nobody likes doing it. It's not comfortable. It's not fun. It's not easy to be rejected, but we have to do it. If you've been following me on my Insta stories, I'm reading the personal development, Go Un-F Yourself, which I have to share the screenshot of the book every day, because if I don't and somebody asks me the title of the book, I've had people get offended. I'm like, no, it's the name of the book. Like, I'm not telling you to go off on yourself. It's the name of the book. All right, it was funny. Crystal found it funny. So we have to invite, and we have to get comfortable, be uncomfortable inviting. So 50% of coaches are terrified to invite people to what they offer because they're not focusing on the gift they have, and they're more worried about what other people are going to think. Clearly, I had a very horrible time typing this up because words are combined. But it's true. How many of you are afraid to invite because you're afraid of what other people are going to say or what you're going to think? And I want you to throw it up in the chat box. So if option A, which is the one I'm talking about right now, applies to you, I want you to put option A, yes. Because I guarantee you, half of the more on this call, you don't invite because you are more worried about what other people think than what we have to offer. And when it comes down to it, we just have to get out of our own way. Because at the end of the day, other people's opinions don't pay our bills. And I know that phrase is so overused, but I think it's so true. Other people's opinions, if you let them get in the way, it's going to stop you from reaching every goal you want. Whether it's to quit your job, whether it's to make Beachbody this big side hustle where you don't have to worry about taking time off work to go to a retreat, that you can take unpaid time off because you have this extra income, or things like that. Or 50% of coaches are not scared to invite, but they simply run out of people to invite because they're not expanding their network. And if this applies to you, I want you to put option B applies to me. Option A and option B can both apply to you. But I want you guys to share this so other coaches can see that they're not alone. So we're going to talk about different ways to invite. But if you fall under these two options, which these are the only two options, we got to nip that in the bud. Whether it's reading personal development, whether it's starting to expand your network, and I can answer questions on how to expand after we go through the slides, but we got to quit with this behavior. Because if you want to grow, if you want to hit Emerald, if you want to hit Diamond, if you want to hit Star Diamond, if you want to be a 5-figure earner, a 6-figure earner, an elite, a premier, whatever it may be, you have to invite. You cannot grow in your business if you do not invite. I think I've drilled that into your head, right? Like, we get it. You have to invite. Okay. So who are you inviting to the business? So I kind of broke it down into 4 different categories, and that's what we're going to talk about in these slides. So the first one is friends and family. And I'm going to break this down. So if you like to take notes, like don't write these down yet because I have them categorized like throughout the slides. The second one is acquaintances. I have no idea if I spelled that word right, but we are going to roll with it because autocorrect was not working for me. New contacts, those are new people in your market and those that are watching you daily. Okay, so let's talk about friends, family, old buddies. These are the first people you're going to invite. These are people you already know. You want to invite these people because they already trust you. They're your friends. They're your family. They trust you already. They're going to hopefully take your word for it. And it's not, you're not inviting them because you want to make a sale, but you're inviting them because you want them to experience it side by side. You probably have invited like your best friend because you want her to do it side by side with you, or maybe your sister or your husband or your mom or your dad, whomever it may be. It's because you want them to do this with you. You want them to see the value, the benefits, what we have to offer. And the perks of inviting friends and family first is it's great practice. Your family member is not going to be offended if you invite them. Your friends aren't going to be offended if you invite them. And if your friends get offended that you invite them, you need to find new friends. Harsh, but true. I'm not saying you have to like ditch them, but you want to be surrounded by those that want to be, not necessarily, they don't have to necessarily join you, but that are going to encourage you, that are going to support what you're doing. And I don't necessarily mean support like they're going to join a challenge group or they're going to join your team, but they at least can cheer you on, that they're not going to like put down what you're doing, that they're not going to be naysayers. Like I've been in this business for 6 years and I've experienced it and I have no problem unfollowing someone, defriending someone, anything like that. And it's because I've gotten to a point where I don't need those people in my life. So here's a possible invite that you can send, and I'll upload this call to the team page, or I'll upload the slide so that way you guys have it in a document. But here's a possible invite that you guys can do. Hey, I'm guessing you've seen that I've launched this health and fitness business. Your support is really important to me, and I would love for you to know a little more about what I do. I get to hook people up with tools that really help them reach their goals. Does that sound like something you'd be interested in? That's not scary, right? Like that's super nonchalant, super easy. They're friends of their family. I'm sure they saw that you launched your business and you're like, well, Ashley, I've been a coach for like 5 years. I don't think anybody's been a coach for 5 years on the team. But you know what I mean? Like more than a week, more than a month. How do I invite them? Well, chances are they've already seen your post. So you're just going to kind of have to morph it a little. Like obviously make the wordage your own. I'm an emoji person. I probably have 20 emojis somewhere in that invite because that's my personality. You just morph it to become your personality, but that is a super easy invite. And I think what happens when it comes to inviting is we overcomplicate it. When I shared my scripts in the team page, and I see the chats, I promise I'll come to them afterwards. When I shared my scripts in the team page about Instagram, I think a lot of you were like, oh my gosh, thank you, because you were overcomplicating what to say. Like, this is easy. This isn't word vomit. And if you're like, well, what do I do if they say they're interested? Then you share from your heart. It doesn't matter if you haven't completed a program yet. Share how the programs are already helping you. Share about Beachbody On Demand. Share about Shakeology or Performance Line. Whatever you are passionate about, the products you're passionate about, share about them. And if you're not passionate about the products, you need to become passionate about the products because that's how you are going to grow. That's how you're going to be authentic with people. Okay? This makes sense? Who's next? Acquaintances was too big to fit in this box. So people you kind of sort of know. Those could be people that remember you from high school. Mutual friends from work. They kind of know you, but they really don't personally know you. Basically, they're not complete strangers. They kind of sort of know who you are. Okay. So here's a possible invite that you can send acquaintances. Talk about a recent post. So some people invite in different ways. So when I say talk about a recent post, you obviously don't want to just jump in their box, be like, hey, do you want to join my team? Because I'm be like, what the who? Huh? Yeah, okay. So maybe talk about their post. Hey, I saw you post a picture of Fluffy. Fluffy's so adorable. He looks so cute with his paws all dirty. All right, you're talking, and now you're going to bring up your next post or your last post. Be like, hey, I'm not sure if you've ever considered it, but I was thinking of you and thought I'd invite you to my next virtual gym. Is that something you'd be interested in? Again, not scary. What's the worst thing you're going to say? No, I'm not interested right now? Cool. You put them on a list to possibly think about in the future, but now you've started this new connection and now you're engaging with them and hopefully they'll start seeing more of your posts. You can even write down their name so you can make sure to check in on their posts, to check in on their stories, like just kind of be engaging in their life. Again, not scary, right? Like I think we just tend to overcomplicate invites. We tend to not know what to say. We tend to word vomit, and word vomiting scares people away. The quicker the message, the better, especially for the beginning. And you may be somebody who loves a lot of info, but most people do not love a lot of info, and a lot of info can scare them away very quickly. All right. So now you've invited your friends and family. Now you've invited the people you kind of sort of know. So now it gets to the fun people, AKA the scary people, the cold market people, your new contacts. So first things first, guys, if you are not growing your market, you're setting yourself up for failure right out the gate. You have to be growing your cold market. That means adding new friends. That means growing your social media accounts. That means finding new people, because what's going to happen is you are going to burn through the people you already know, which is called what we call our warm market. And once you burn through those people, who are you inviting? Nobody. So you have to be growing your cold market daily. And there's tons of trainings out there on how to grow your cold market. You can add friends of friends. You can add new friends. I am constantly friend requesting my husband's friends. We did not grow up in the same state, let alone like same schools or anything. Those are easy people to add. Joining groups and becoming active. I'm very active in my mom's group. We are all like pregnant the same month. Like we all are not the same month, the same 9 months. Some of those people are now challengers of mine and becoming coaches of mine. Instagram. So tons of ways to grow. So, okay. So now you're inviting your cold market. This is where your business longevity comes into question. So are you adding new contacts? If you're not adding new contacts, then obviously it's going to be a lot harder to invite these new people. So you got to make sure that you're growing your social media. Yes, it takes time, but you need to be doing it right away. I get asked at least once a day on Instagram. I'll get a message like, how did you grow your Instagram? It's taken me 6 years. 6 years. It did not happen overnight, and it will not happen overnight for you. But if you continue to grow that cold market, it can happen. So what does an invite possibly look like to a cold market? So these ones are a little bit more intimidating, and you kind of have to be careful. But one, you have to have rhino skin, because you may get some rude messages back. It's just the territory of the game. Maybe they've been burned by a coach in the past. Maybe they've been burned by other direct sales in the past. Who knows what it is? Sometimes people just become super defensive. And instead of saying no, thank you, they are like quick to be rude. So one, have rhino skin. Develop rhino skin. You get that from personal development. But ask their permission to start sharing the details of a challenge group first. So you don't want to jump in like, hey, thanks for following me. Have you ever thought about this? Like, you kind of just want to ease into it. So asking them, would this be something that you're interested in? So if you saw the scripts that I shared in the team page, like I always say, is this something that you would be interested in? I'm not telling them the details of my challenge group. I'm not telling the details about joining as a coach. I'm just asking them first if it's something that they would be interested in. And if they say no, thanks, cool. No big deal. If they say, actually, yeah, I've been thinking about it, cool. Now you can start talking and introducing the things to them. But when you're talking to people that are in your niche market, and what I mean by niche market is people that are similar to you, dog moms, people that have PCOS, maybe people that work in retail, maybe the people that are Patriots fan, NHL fans, like whatever it may be, those are your niche market. So you already have something in common. So sometimes it's a lot easier to talk to those people because you have something in common. You have something that you can already relate to with them. And when you're sending these invites, make sure you add your own personal snippet to it. So yes, you can use the scripts that I've added into the team page, but make sure you change them up. Like people will know if it doesn't sound like you. They're going to know like, hey, something's up. Like my assistant, I have an assistant for LME. She's like, I don't use emojis, and I've had to learn how to use emojis because people expect emojis from me. So when she's like sending conversations, she's like, yeah, I added like 4 emojis. That's so not me. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but that's what people expect. So make sure you make it a personal snippet about you. If you're not someone that says gal, ladies, babe, hun, make sure you change those words, okay? All right. So I don't know why I put lastly. I'm going to go over a couple more things. So publicly, People will start to come to you when you're consistent. Did you guys catch that word? Consistent with posting and being proof of the product. If you're a coach that dips out every month, it's going to take a lot of work. If you're a coach that refuses to complete a program for whatever reason, it's going to take a lot of work. If you're a coach that starts a program 3-4 weeks in and you're like, I don't like the program anymore, and you decide to start another one, it's going to take a lot of work. You have to be consistent and you have to share daily. As you continue to build credibility, and you build credibility by being consistent, you will attract people to you. I've gotten to a point in my business where at least 2 to 3 people a month will come to me and personally reach out to me because I'm consistent in my stories, I'm consistent in my posting, I'm consistent in my journey. You will see that people will initiate conversations with you about challenge packs, about Shakeology. What's your mom crack that you're drinking? You can never count on this though, guys, okay? Because once you start to count on these type of invites, it's when you get complacent in your business. And I've been there. I've been where I quit inviting because I counted on these people. And that's when I was barely hitting Success Club 10, barely getting by every single month because I got complacent in my business. So use these people to complement your personal invites, but don't count on them. So I just threw up some pictures. Like, I'm sharing a lot about the Ultimate Portion Fix right now, obviously, but I'm sharing my shake. I'm sharing my before and afters. I'm sharing about my journey. You have to share daily. And if you're like, Ashley, nobody wants to see a sweaty selfie, they do. I promise you they do. They will be inspired. They will be motivated. If you saw my post, I'm over that word. But it may push them to start, okay? So just make sure that you're doing this consistently and daily, sharing your workouts every single day. If you're doing Transform 20, you should be sharing every part of the journey, the good, the bad, and the ugly. People need to see that. All right, let's talk about Insta stories, guys. So this is how I have been inviting like a mother. And to me, it's my favorite way to invite because they're already watching you. Like, they're already doing it. So to me, this is the easiest way to invite. They're literally watching you every single daily. And this is why you need to be consistent with sharing on their daily. And if you're like, well, Ashley, nobody wants to see the same thing. I promise you they do. People like consistency. People like the same thing day in and day out. So every day I lip sync while I make my pre-workout. People like it. I think I had 5 people that told me no. And like 2 of them were on our team. I was like, rude. Just kidding. But there. And ever since I started doing my personal development again, like, I'm like, do I keep sharing it on social media? And every single morning I at least wake up to like at least 6 or 7 messages saying, thank you so much for sharing this. Oh, I love it. Oh, I bought this book. Like, people like to see that. 1, it shows that you're working on yourself. And 2, people like to see it. I share my workouts every single day. I share my newest thing has been like just a boomerang of me saying like, good morning, I got my water. People want to see that. Okay. I promise. If you're boring, people like boring people. You'll connect with more boring people. People like to see that. But it's a great way to build your cold market. So what you can do on Insta stories, guys, if you don't know this, I'm about to blow your mind again. If you go to your Insta stories and which you just click on your little bubble and you swipe up, you can see who is viewing your stories. I don't know if you guys can see this. You can see who's viewing your stories. And I just go through and I invite those that are already viewing my stories. And this is what I send to them. Hey, thanks. There's emojis in there. I took the emojis out. Hey, thanks for being a supporter of mine and checking out my stories and posts. I'm not sure if you're interested, but I firmly believe in inviting everyone to what I do because it's changed my life more ways than I can count. Have you thought about joining my team or my virtual fit fam? I'd love to chat more and get to know if you're interested. That's not scary. They're already watching you. If they say, actually, I am interested. Can you tell me more about your virtual fit fam? I have scripts already ready to go to send them about my virtual fit fam. If they say, actually, I've been really interested in joining your team. Can you tell me more about it? Absolutely. Hey, now's not a good time, but thank you so much for reaching out to me. No problem. Thank you for following me. If there's anything else you want to see, let me know. Boom. Person saved. I will now invite them a couple months from now. If the person reads it and they don't reply, guess what? If they're still viewing my stories 3 months from now, guess who gets another invite? They do. And I pop back up in their inbox. Super easy way to invite. I also invite anybody, any new followers that I have. Again, that script can be found in the team page. I see chats. let me go and answer any quick. Actually, I'm going to answer the questions at the end because I don't want to get sidetracked, because I will. I will get like squirrel mode. All right. So I'm going to break it down a little bit more. We're going to go into call to action, and then I'll open it up to questions. So the first vital behavior is invite, invite, invite. I want you guys to rephrase that in that personal or that vital behavior into attract plus connect plus invite. Okay. The other vital behaviors make a huge impact and effective on how you're inviting. Y'all know me. I am not the queen of personal development, but I have a routine. I read one chapter a night. I cannot watch my stories until I read my chapter. That is my thing now. I read it on my phone. And I can see a change within myself already from reading that. It's helped me. And I can see a change in the way that I'm working my business and like the way I view my business. I have worked harder in these last 6 days of the month, which is why I'm sitting at SC8, than I have probably in the last 5 or 6 months of my business because of personal development. My business is making waves because I am proof of the product right now, and I am seeing results. I am getting results. What's the other one? Recognition. Still working on that. I love Beachbody, but sometimes it's hard to recognize somebody every single day. But the other ones, they'll be effective with your inviting. So attracting, guys, engage in conversations and posts that will attract people to you. So what I mean is you can interact on other people's posts. For example, and I don't recommend spending a lot of time doing this, but like today, Beachbody put up a post about the ultimate portion fix. You better believe I went and commented on it. And it was like, yeah, I'm so excited. I'm in the test group. And I shared my results so far. I had 4 or 5 people message me asking more questions because people that are not coaches follow Beachbody. And I also had new followers because they want to see more about the program. And engage and connect with those people, whether it's on like huge accounts that just in the sub comments, like engaging with other people, and focus on the goals of whether it's health and fitness or financial freedom and independence. Some people that join Beachbody literally have no weight to lose. We have coaches on our team that are like that. They have no weight to lose. So they are motivated by the financial freedom aspect of Beachbody. So never be afraid to talk about both of those. I think sometimes we get so hung up in the health and fitness aspect that we forget to talk about the financial freedom and independence aspect. So you're going to attract people to you, again, through consistency and sharing daily as well. Connecting with those people, finding out their goals and how you can help them. So something that I have been much better about asking is when people, they're like, yeah, I'm really interested in your virtual family. Can you tell me more about it? I always say, what do you struggle with more, eating or working out? 99.9% of the time, I struggle with eating. Anybody can work out. Anybody. I'm proof. Being in the portion group, fix group. I've been working out since 4 weeks postpartum, and I've lost more weight in these last 4 weeks than I have in like 5 months. And it's getting to know those goals. For example, I had somebody reach out to me and she's like, well, I've tried everything under the sun. I work out every single day and I'm not losing any weight. Okay, well, tell me more about your workouts. And this is legit. I'm going to break down the entire conversation that we had because this just shows you how you connect with other people. I do sit-ups every single day and I walk. Well, that's great that you're doing that, but walking, not the most beneficial because our body's used to it. And sit-ups, you're just hitting one point of your body. You need a full body workout, which may be why you're not seeing results. Tell me more about your eating. Oh, I drink 4 or 5 cans of soda and I eat a lot of frozen food. Ding, 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 ding. Right there, you have now seen the problem that they're having. You now, and this was a real conversation that I had with somebody, I now know how to go in and help them. They may not necessarily need the workouts, but they need the meal plans that come with the workouts. They need the containers. Maybe 2B works for them. Now I can introduce the nutritional aspect. When you get to know people's problems and their goals, now you can help them. We are a multi-level helping company, not a multi-level marketing company. We are in the business of helping people. And if you are on this call, or if you are a coach, or you are on our team and you're like, well, I only joined so I can make a quick buck, I appreciate you being here, but please send in a cancellation form. And I mean that because you're not going to have any success in the business. We are about helping people. We're about helping ourselves and we're about helping them. You will then have the opportunity to help them once you get to know their goals and you can find out how you can help them. And then lastly, now you can invite them. So that conversation that I had, I then invited her. Would you like more information about, and I talked about Beachbody On Demand, and I better believe I introduced Shakeology because homegirl needed some veggies in her life. And she's not ready to commit right now. And that's okay, because you know what's going to happen? I'm going to be here when she's ready to commit because I'm still going to be consistent every single day. So you can ask them if they would like to join a challenge group, if they've ever considered joining your team, or all else fails, you can fall back on a free group. I'm doing a mentorship right now with 6 individuals that are working towards Diamond, and we've talked a lot about free groups. And I am not on the free group train anymore because I really believe in the value of our products. And I believe when we're constantly offering a free group every single month or every other week, why are people going to want to get Beachbody On Demand? Why are people going to want to get Shakeology when they can get your help for free already? So if all else fails, you can do a free group. I do a free group 3 to 4 times a year to build my market and to build new trust. Something I recommend for challenge groups, instead of having a new challenge group starting every single month, have a revolving challenge group. That's my virtual gym. It never closes. The doors are always open. So I always have something to invite to. They just have to be doing a Beachbody program. And their initial entrance to get in is Beachbody On Demand plus Shakeology or the Performance Line. So basically a challenge pack. After that, if they don't want to continue on, that's totally okay, but they have to continue doing a Beachbody product. Or if they're doing CrossFit or something, that's fine, but then they have to either be doing Shakeology or the Performance Line. So they're at least being some sort of proof of the product. Does that make sense, guys? Call to action, and I'm going to answer it to questions. You are going to make a list, and I'm not giving you guys a week. You have until Friday, okay? Friday. Write this down. There is a prize involved. Did I get your attention now? There's a prize involved. I want you to invite from all 4 groups. 1, friends and family. 2, acquaintances, the kind of sort of know people. 3, new contacts. And 4, Insta stories. By Friday, and I'm taking your guys' word for it, okay? By Friday, I want you to post a nice little picture of you smiling, aka a selfie. And I want you to share with me how many people you invited from each group, okay? I'm not giving you a number. I want you to do what's comfortable. If 1 is a good start for you, I will take 1, okay? But I want you to invite from each category, share a picture of yourself, and I will pick a random person to win an Amazon gift card. Okay? Did you guys get all that written down? Okay, I'm going to quit share. I'm going to answer any messages or any chat questions. All right, A, B, B. So Crystal, being pushy, I get it. It's scary sometimes, but I think if you do it in the right way, it's not pushy. Like I never start an invite. Lisa, are you taking a picture right at this moment with my hand like this? Yeah? Okay, cool. When you do invites in a certain way where you're not pushing a product in their face right away, I don't think it's pushy. And I think it's just something that we think right away. And it's just something with practice and time, it'll get easier and it won't be as difficult. So if you're somebody, and this goes to anybody that's listening, the caller on right now, if you aren't inviting at all, start inviting every other day. And then once a day. And then slowly move those, well, or slowly or fast, whichever, move those invites where it becomes second nature and you don't even question it because it's become such a habit for you. But I promise it'll get easier and it'll get better and you'll find your footing and you'll find your wording to that you don't feel pushy. Just make sure it feels good for you. Knowing ridiculous is what gets me. Showing up every day for myself is easier than convincing others if I'm serious. So if you've done a direct sales before, it does. I mean, obviously it's a little bit harder. I think that's what you mean, Bridget, because people are like, well, she's done other direct sales. Like, is she going to stick to this one? Is she going to stay with this one? And that's where it becomes being consistent with your workouts, consistent sharing, not sharing stock photos, not sharing pictures of your Shakeology thing. Like, and by pictures, I mean like the bag or the logo. Like I shared a picture of me drinking a tea. Like that's okay. But just not being salesy. And it may take a while to build people's trust, but when they see that you're not going anywhere, that you're committed, that's when they're going to see it. And that's when I would also recommend doing a free group. That way you can build their trust with them. Christina answered that. Thank you. Somebody told me to like quit lip syncing one day and I said, you can unfollow me. Like my feelings won't be hurt. Like you don't have to follow me. Some days maybe I just need to brighten somebody's day. Oh yeah, Christina, the first of the year, my assistant went back. I kid you not, it took her 8 hours over time. And she sent a message to everybody that had answered a poll in 2018. every single person. I kept her busy because you can go back. So fun fact, I'm about to blow you guys' mind. Again, I don't know if Android's this way. If you go to Instagram and you go, it's this like little hourglass on your profile, guys, right there. It's only if you're a business profile, by the way, guys. Okay. So if you don't have it set up as a business profile, you won't see this. You can go archive and you can see previous messages and whatnot like that. Nobody's tagged me on our team call. What the heck, y'all? I have no notifications. Okay. Hannah, what'd you say? Hannah?
The thing that you just said, where's that?
So if you go to your profile, your Instagram profile, again, this is only if you're set up as a business account. If you're not set up as a business account, you can't see this. And it's super easy to set up, but it's the little, it looks like a clock and it's above your picture.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks.
You're welcome. But this is a great way to go back and see old messages as well. Okay. I didn't know that. I block them. If you don't set your profile to public, it's going to be very hard to grow a business. If you don't want to share your kiddos, that's totally okay. Like I know Felicia on our team, she blocks out her kiddos' pictures on any social media post, but I block them. There's weirdos everywhere. They could be in Walmart. They could be in Target. They could call you. They could be living right next to you. They're everywhere, and I literally block them. But if you allow the weirdos to stop you, then your why isn't strong enough. Then you're not determined enough. And I don't mean that in a mean way. And I mean that like in a real way, because it's legit. Like you can't let those type of people stop you. The rude people. I mean, gosh, guys, I had to like shut down my Instagram a month ago because some psycho told me like go kill myself because I didn't like want to talk to him. Like people are just weird. I block them. Ignore. Yeah. Someone's like, can I have a picture of your feet? I'm like, no. Like, and block. Like there's some true weirdos out there. All right. I know. Crystal, it's bad. It's so weird sometimes. Like, and if I see like, so I'm obviously a public account, guys. If I see somebody coming through and they're A, liking a ton of pictures of my kiddo, or B, liking a ton of my pictures, I will block them in a heartbeat. Like you can kind of sense the people that like, I don't need guys following me. And one guy got really mad at me. And they're like, why don't you like guys following you? I'm like, I don't have any male coaches besides my husband. Like that's not my market at all. So I have no problem blocking people. None whatsoever. Yeah. Oh, I blocked them. Nicole. Yeah. Same. I'm like, delete. All right. Does anybody have any questions on about tonight's call? And then I'll just open it up to questions in particular. And y'all better start tagging me like you guys are watching this team. Oh, geez. Just saying. Thank you, Allie, for tagging me. Anybody have any questions about inviting? Okay. You got your call to action. Inviting is not scary. Okay, it is scary. It is. So I'm going to share something with you guys that I'm doing right now. I'm actually going to hit end record.